All right, we've let the unit run for another extended period. So again, we've had the steam injection running, the refrigeration unit, and the reheaters. So recorded that data here. Much of it is still the same. So at the inlet A and station B, those are both relatively unchanged. C is relatively unchanged from the last couple of measurements. So again, that's immediately downstream from the steam injection. For station D, that is downstream from the refrigeration unit, but it's also fairly close to the reheater. And even though it's upstream from the reheater in terms of the airflow, it's still exposed to the radiant heat from the reheater. So the temperatures at D went up by a little bit. And then, as we would expect, the temperatures at station E, which is upstream from the reheater, went up by quite a bit. So there is that data there. Okay, and again, you don't need to be recording this data. We are emailing a filled-in data sheet to you. So again, just wanted you to see what data we take and when. And I'm just going to do a refresher of what the stations are here. Okay, so again, station A is the inlet. So that's bringing in air from the laboratory since we don't have recirculation going at all. So that should be fairly constant. The air goes downwards through this mixer here, okay, to station B. So that also is largely laboratory air, but it's kind of close to some of these other things going on. Then we have the static mixer here. You can see the blades. The preheater, we only ran in the second test, so that's been shut off for most of the rest of the test sessions. The steam injection has been running since the third test. You can see some condensation starting to build up there. There is station C, so that's exposed to the steam, so very humid environment there. Okay, so the wet bulb ought to be pretty high, close to the dry bulb. The refrigeration unit is right here. Okay, so then station D is downstream from the refrigeration, so that's going to now be cold, moist air, so that's going to bring the two temperatures even closer together. Then here is the reheater. So you see it's fairly close to station D, so there's going to be some radiant heating of the thermocouples at station D, but mostly the reheater is going to heat the air, which travels through the fan, up the backside here, and over to station E. So at station E, we saw that the wet bulb and the dry bulb were fairly high, reflecting that added heat. Okay, so for the final exercise, we are going to close the damper here. It doesn't close all the way, but we're going to close it a fair amount. Pardon me. Okay, so now a lot of the air is going to recirculate, and since we're injecting moisture into it, we're going to build up quite a bit of humidity into the moisture, and we'll probably get some condensation out of the cooling unit down below. We'll take a look in a minute.